All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Scrim. We're looking at Haru ASV2. This is a custom modded version of Haru that's made for the Off-World Squad Invitational, which, if you've been in the know by now, you probably know is canceled for the moment, but we're going to get to see a little bit of what that might have been like right here. We're here with Tactical Trigonometry, the heroes versus 20 Royals. Now, I really say Tac Trig versus 20 Royals, but there's just a whole lot of Tac Trig throughout this entire lobby right now because so many of 20 Royals players frequent our Tac Trig servers. So this is a whole lot of regulars, a lot of names that I recognize. So I'm very excited for this scrim because there's a lot of good players on both teams. Repping the Tactric side, we also have a good mix of Einherjar and 4K players as well, meaning this is going to be a little bit of a battle of some greats here. 4K and Einherjar actually just yesterday had their own show match officially through Offworld. We had a show match. If you go to check out the Join Squad Twitch channel, yours truly, along with some other casting greats like Rycave, Socrates, and Pardo, we were doing a show match there because Offworld really does want to kind of showcase that competitive scene we've got going. But I've got another one for you today. This one's going to be very exciting. Let's take a look at the map for a little bit and see what exactly this layer has in store for us. So if we're looking at the central set of hangars, there are truly like 3 lanes to play this. You've got the north lane, you've got the central hangar lane, which is kind of obviously your most important one. That's where all your caps are. And then you have the southern forest lane. Now, each of these lanes is important. So each of these teams is going to be dedicating at least one full squad to these lanes. And we're doing a 30 versus 30. So that's about a little over 3 full squads. So really, we expect this to be a squad v squad fight on each of these lanes. But it is really important that each of these lanes gets held by each team, because the moment any of those lanes drop, a team has full access to completely flank around and cut off other lanes from behind. In addition to these 3 lanes, we also have these 2 kind of no man zones of this runway and this road right here, and those are going to provide some opportunities for armor to kind of run wild in between everything. But I think the fight on each of these 3 lanes is really what we need to be watching for this one. So hopping off the map here, we've got our rollout beginning very, very soon. And I am excited to see what these teams do. Now we are looking at, the 2 factions we're looking at here are Irregular Militia and Canadian Resistance. Now these are 2 very unique and unusual factions. Canadian Resistance, of course, being a new addition to the game with some very interesting weaponry. But despite the use of World War II rifles and the like, they have the unique advantage of 3 rallies in the back pocket of their squad leaders. And those rallies only costing a small amount of, I believe, 30 ammo to rearm, means that CRF is going to have the infantry positioning advantage, if not the... Oh no, if not the gunplay advantage. Now, kind of showcasing a lot of these players getting used to the new UE5 driving physics, so you will have to excuse some driving misplays here or there. But we're just zooming right along with our bikes here. And it looks like with this techie right up front, I believe this dismount is intentional. We're going to have Sven and company hop into the woods next door and have another on the 50 cal to try to prepare. But I do hear autocannon shots. And it looks like one of Tactrig's either quad bikes or techies taken out by CRF Coyote. Now, this is the 1 armor piece CRF has available to them, and it will be going up against a BMP2 from Tactrig's side. So it looks like this Coyote with the first blood, and in addition, looks like we're going to be mixed in with the infantry over here as well. Looks like Sven, who we were visiting earlier, did not fare too well, but his teammate Logano, who some of you may recognize as a caster from our previous games, still managing to stay alive. We're going to zoop over to him for just a moment here, see how he fares. So it looks like Logano's taken out Suki, but needs to take care of Mathmaster. And that's Cat Duck popping the techie that they took on the way to get here. So that's our north lane fight at the moment. Things looking a little bit better for 20R than they do for Tactrig. Revisiting on the midpoint, however, and you can see there's quite a bit of blue to be seen here. And this is more towards the more towards 20 Royals side of the hangar. So at the moment, Tactrig Blue, Joe, Bread, taking the Vanguard here and putting out some serious results. This dismount did not seem to stand a chance to... Two individuals ready to hold those two doorways is a really nice opening strategy. It's going to be get a bite here to kind of pick up the pieces after that, and I believe we hear their coyote behind it to see what it can do. So that's our second lane, our mid lane. Now let's go revisit our southernmost lane, where we can find what I assume is just the mother of all bush Wookiee fights. We have quite a few blue dead on the ground. We have quite a few red dead on the ground. Ghost of Narva. A pretty well-known, well-liked fragger for Tactrig. Managing to keep himself aligned for now. And buzzing above me, I believe we do hear a drone. Ethan on the drone for the militia. That's going to be a powerful force of intelligence. G1 might be able to get this rally burn. Not going to happen just yet. Cray spawns in. Does not know about G1's presence. Does G1 see Cray is the question. He does. And does he see the rally right next to it? G1 might be aiming for the shot. But that rally burn, incidentally, is going to go a long way. Nicely done by G1. That's going to go a long way to clearing up this southernmost forest lane. So we'll revisit that later. Back to our midpoint lane. And Tactrig's looking pretty good over here. I think they've even managed to push beyond these two doors that I had mentioned earlier. Suki just behind them. Managing to push beyond those two doors, but Coyote not having any of it. They are getting very close to this radio that 20R has placed. 20R putting up a decent defense and preventing them from getting into it, but they've gotten even behind that radio. Lightning goes down to Coyote. So it's going to be an uphill battle for TT to try to get all the way across this open space with that Coyote watching everything. We'll have to check up on that soon. Revisiting our north lane, things are looking pretty nice for 20R up here. We've got that Logano Mathmaster Scriptum kind of contingency I had mentioned earlier in a 3v1 against Jer. So I would expect once one of them enters contact with Jer, as we're seeing right now, the other two are going to collapse onto that contact. Looks like Math going for the flank. Math stabilizing. Maybe can't quite see. Oh, just barely cannot. There we go. Jer goes down. However, while that was happening, these three off-screen up here farther north are going for an even wider flank. Now, if we take a look map-wise, as far as this is concerned, we're looking at individuals that are so far outside the actual area of play here that they're going to have a tough time being effective near the objectives, but this little contingent on the north side to buffer. Revisiting south side, again, same thing. We've got three individuals, very, very, very wide, which I would hope would let Tactrig just kind of sneak on through and possibly bring up a flank onto the military apartments cap. But we'll see whether or not that happens in good time. So this north side, Jer's been taken out, Logano and company pushing forward, probably hoping to gain inroads along my camera route into the military apartments or hangars, hangars area, and take this radio down. Coyote here to respond. Now, this is a good use of one of these really long open sight lines that the Coyote has available to it. Now, I have to wonder where our BMP has been this entire time. I'm going to check up on our map again. Don't tell me. No, BMP has not died. I think BMP is probably playing very safely in the back line, although I can't seem to get an eye on him. Maybe I'm just blind. But we'll check up on BMP. I'm sure we'll hear BMP. UE5, they updated those BMP sounds. Really, really beautiful BMP autocannon sounds. So Scriptum and company managing to get well behind 20R's line on here, setting a rally, but Darsh is just behind. Might accidentally burn if they walk the wrong way. So now we've got gun range cap, military apartments is capped. Now the fight for hangars begins. And it really does look like Tactrig with the initial advantage on this. A few dead inside of the trench line here, but a nade or two. Yep, there's the nade. And I think I'll survive on that, but they are absolutely bleeding. But a few nades would take down a 2-piece off of 20R. Frag rocket in this situation, you imagine it would impact kind of this upper ceiling right here, and that would cause too much friendly fire damage. So a traditional grenade is really, there we go, what you want to see. Pardon my smoke, but that one did not go deep enough to really make a difference. Zooming back out on this, let's check up on our forest lane once again. So this is not good if you're 20R. Tactric has well and truly gotten past 20R. Broadsword goes down, but that's not a problem. If I'm SLing this south side, and I know that somebody behind me, far behind me, has gone down, honestly, I mean, you've got two choices as an SL here. You can continue your push and try to hook around to this radio over here, or if someone's behind you, you have to recognize that now your enemy is in a position to do the exact same thing and to start aggressing on gun range back here. So, not an easy decision to make. That line needs to be held, but at the same time, the flank on hangars would be game-changing for this team right now. Not a lot of cheddar in command comms right now. Really is a game of team deathmatch. 20R making some inroads. Or perhaps, I think, no inroads. I think we've just completely stalled out here, but if Tactric can get men around the sides of this hangar, they might be able to crack it. This is not an easy push. There's only one door into this hangar from this side, unless you flank around this side to get the picks on these guys. But if you do that, you're exposing yourself to possible Coyote and these infantry that are crossing the road right now. So it's not a great way to handle this without a significant overmatch in terms of infantry strength. But now we're seeing the Scriptum squad on that north side, able to get in all the way around the back and get that flank going. So we've kind of seen the completion of Scriptum's kind of goal here was to see if we can get around the north side. We totally hooked all the way around the 20R's squad 3 right here, and now they're going to see if they can ingress straight into that fob and take that thing out. But squad 3 for 20R is still there. They can absolutely just return and try to help with that, or reinforce the actual hangar proper. And on the south side, as we kind of mentioned earlier, this whole south side is just a giant jumbled mess. So I don't think that's going to be going either direction anytime soon. But Scriptum and Mathmaster with the even deeper flank, maybe looking for some rallies in these woods. Perhaps this one over here. Possible that they will make inroads in that direction. But we're now kind of seeing the 20R wrapping around this backside as Scriptum's no longer really holding the north. They've been able to get around in turn. And it looks like, yep, that's our Logi route completely disrupted on this one. So, unfortunate for Tactric, but I'm sure that these mortars that they're running here have had plenty of time to get enough resupply that they are set for quite a long time. Config and company to kind of push back into this flank a little bit, make sure that those 20R don't get too close. If I'm not mistaken, we have a very, very, very deep rally all the way back for the main camp, and I don't see the hat kit here for the main camp. I believe the hat kit cat duck is currently gun range. May have used their shots already in the process of taking that Logi out we saw earlier. But that rally is going to allow Cat Duck to make a couple mistakes and come back regardless. Revisiting the midpoint. Hangars is going to Tactrig. Relatively convincingly. Mostly dead 20R in the ground with a few behind. Not able to really make a consolidated push. Zero goes down to Joe. And Climax delivering fire across the street to Drizzle. Drizzle goes down. Nice shot by Climax. But I got not enough to really take the hangars right now. There's too much pressure coming from behind with Scriptum's squad back here. And especially back here, getting directly behind that radio. This is probably not enough to actually kill this fob, but we have 1 and 2 backup rallies back here that, were they to burn, 20R really has no choice but to come deal with this Mathmaster Scriptum presence. Coyote here to try to control some of that. This radio will live for quite a while to supply troops towards the front line. Now, this front line, 75% cap for hangars, but not enough to continue the cap. I believe we are floating between no chevrons and 1 chevron at hangars at the moment. So this hangars will probably go to Tactric. Question is, though, when you capture a neutral objective, you get your 20 tickets. When you capture an enemy objective, however, you get 50 tickets. So the question is capturing these hangars going to hand 20R 50 tickets later on if Tactric cannot hold it? And right now, Tactric falling slightly behind on the tickets, 194 to 225. That is just 1 radio kill away from even, but in this case, I don't see a radio kill happening for Tactric unless that backline squad we were mentioning earlier manages to make something happen. Suki taking around. Shoulder, maybe the leg. Possibly from Evol. Ooh, Evol! Nice shot. So Suki's going to go down on that one. Again, the hangars kind of being decently well held. This south side wood situation, the best way to look at this is probably from our map perspective. And it kind of looks like both teams have more or less completely given up trying to hold a line on this. I mean, they are flooding 2 or 3
Do you need us to come back? Do I need to reset
individuals into it, into the southern woods itself. But as long as there's no movement either direction from either team, I think both teams are content to just take individuals from that south flank and have them instead reinforce their team on the front lines. And I also
let me know if you need a reset.
Really enjoy that we've got these 2 flank squads have completely moved past each other and no longer seem to care about each other at all, as they're both working their own flanks, which is quite interesting. Looking like Brett getting to some action. If I were Brett, I'd be running as well. I think we just missed Brett getting deleted by... I'm not sure if that was SKS or something, but it sounded like some 7.62. And that is going to absolutely put the hurt on you. If the 7.62 didn't do it, that beautiful nade would have as well. That was a really nice nade. Revisiting midpoint hangars, 98% cap. Tactric very well holding their own. They're going to get 20 tickets off this neutral cap, and that's going to put them just barely behind 20R in terms of ticket count. That will also put 20R in a 1-ticket lead. Not much to really change the game completely, but enough to provide Tactric with some amount of ticket advantage in the near future if they can hold without losing too many tickets. So while we're kind of in the middle of a stalemate here, let's check up on our scoreboard. Looking like Tactric with the 49 kills, 62 deaths. So kind of playing behind the ball in terms of kills, which I'm not too surprised by. 20R is a very capable fragging team. At the same time, though, really not impacting their ability to hold that midpoint so far. So if they can kind of shore up their kill-death ratio, play the game a little bit cleaner, then they might be able to take this. One thing to remark, though, is we've got 3 vehicle kills for 20R. Those are going to be probably 5-ticket vehicles each, but that 15-ticket gap is responsible for that gap we had seen earlier in the tickets, which right now is basically a 15-ticket gap. So we're really looking at Tactric up on caps, but down on infantry and vehicles. Now that they have that cap, they need to figure that infantry vehicle play out. Now, looks like Scripton's backline squad getting well and truly dug in up here. Now, not surviving the long term, but being for sure a nuisance on this backline. And this midline just being a very, very slow stalemate. So, taking a look around, things are very stable here. Within a 5-10 ticket differential. Ooh, I say stable, but sounds like Coyote just got smacked by Hat Kit. Japula might get shot from behind by Dyson on this. Yeah. Oh, might survive. But that's a nice shot into that Coyote. If another Lat Kit can follow that up, that could end up as a Coyote kill. I don't see that happening, though. Shopula with a double duty, both the rocket and on the infantry play there. Really nicely played. Let's see if... Ooh, we've got a crewman out, possibly? Ooh, taking shots from Thought Patrol. But if they can get up soon enough before this rep can get dug... No way, Shopula! This is a decrewed coyote! Oh my goodness. That is probably the second best thing they could have done other than killing it outright. So that is, I imagine they're staring at the wall because they are too excitedly calling in their comms that this coyote is completely decrewed. So big display by 20R's coyote crew. Thought Patrol might be able to work a revive, but with Shotula right next door, might not happen. I'll leave the camera right here. It looks like the mortars are, as I said, are doing exactly what they need to do. I think this coyote will die. Oh, Shotula, I think, took some friendly fire, possibly, off those mortars, but that's okay. It's completely worth it in this case to take their only armor off the board. So this coyote, oh, another hat shot. Coyote not quite on fire just yet, but a few more mortar rounds should do it. It's like lightning. Repping the next hat kit. And that's a dead coyote. 10 tickets off a CRS board. And that's going to be a tied game for both Tactrig and 20Royals. Now, again, 20R, for the first time on the back foot and ticket count, they are on a ticket bleed per minute. Hanger is flashing a little bit red for a little while at some point in the near past. So they've got 94 cap progress on that. And 20R looking a little bit better on this mid cap than they've ever looked. So while Tactrig is in a better position ticket-wise than they've ever been, and the map control situation is probably
for the
dire.
hangers push. Like on POIs, 2 POIs.
So let's check up on that map call that script in main, and it does look like this defense situation is not looking as good as Tactrig might like it to. This north side being pushed, and we have even a contingency on the south side that can absolutely get there in due time. I would be a little bit worried about my defense if I'm Tactrig. They're kind of getting buttoned up a little bit, and it also looks like this southern forest is nearly wiped. So 20R, despite losing their coyote, despite being just barely behind on tickets, is looking better than they ever have in terms of their position to capture this midpoint.
Actually, maybe put it on their mortars.
Yeah, enemy between the two hangars. Enemy light wing going towards our hat.
Just checking up then, make sure we got that sound we needed. Looks like we got that sound we needed. That was a very rookie mistake on my part, but I'm glad we're good now. So we should be good for the rest of this scrim. And the worst case scenario, I can absolutely always do a re-upload of this, so we should have sound coming in my recording. So should be able to get you guys a proper rendition of this with all the sound that you need. So let's go visit on that defense situation. I have a lot of talk about this defense, but I never really visited up on it for you. So this defense situation, a little slow for now. Darsh is kind of working the road angle very, very close to this radio. And aside from that, Cole kind of in the far back line here. But what we do not see is a concerted effort by 20R to really push this back line. So until things get a little bit more organized from 20R, I don't think we see this backline fall. And it looks now, I think this is our forest team. It is now kind of pulled back to this fortified position. And if you are in the forest as 20R, you have this entire runway to contest with, which is really not a push you ever want to be making. And if you want to avoid that runway and go around, it is quite a long walk to get from there all the way to where the top is located. That being said, BMP for the first time in quite a while, taking out a Humvee. And those 5 tickets are going to go a long way to making sure that Tactrig maintains their ticket advantage. I heard I believe a backpack bomb off by Tactrig main. Don't believe I know what got hit by that, but I do know that our BMP was just hit by possibly, I believe that was a tandem by Cat Duck. This BMP is at about half health. Cat Duck's got another one. This BMP is in danger. How is our components? Is tracked, so this is very possibly a BMP kill for Cat Duck. Lining up the shot. BMP has no idea. There's the engine shot. They are not feeling good right now. Question is, does Cat Duck have more in the back pocket? Right now, they're just content to sit it out. Ooh! Shots right over the head. You gotta splash the trees. Splash the trees, my gunner. You splashed those trees, Cat Duck would have been dead. Cat Duck now repositioning. I do not see them pulling out the launcher for the next shot, so really at this point their hope is that maybe they can kill a crewman and task their mortars onto this BMP. Going for the aggro. I think in this case the right call. Oh no, you're making the same damn mistake that 20R made. You take both your crewmen out of it, you double rep it, and now you have no more BMP because this is going to get mortared in due time. So we're going to just count this. I'm going to leave this situation because we're going to count this as a dead BMP because I do not see any kind of rally or spawn in the next zip code that can come help that BMP from getting mortared. So that's a dead BMP.
6 is getting shot from south.
All our tickets 151 to 148 because that thing will be dead pretty soon, I imagine. But for now, a 10-ticket differential for Tactrig that they will lose once that BMP dies. And look at this wave of red. 20R making a concerted effort for pushing these central hangars? Possibly, but I think there's plenty of blue there to stop them. This is about to become a little slugfest trade between Envy and Zane. Hot Dog doesn't know about Kip, I don't believe.
There's multiple.
We do have a 2v1. Might see the arm through the camo netting.
Did you get
We killed
on
him.
bunker? Okay.
Oh
Doug
my
tapped
goodness. Oh, he sees them through the
He's
log!
Right here. He's right here in the wood. See him?
Oh, tragically,
dead.
Envy goes down, I think, forever, because he was blacked out on that one. Probably would have raided on the revive until that guy was taken care of. Small misplay, but it's enough to give Tactrig control of those trenches. Thought Patrol trying to possibly pick up Knights. I believe we've got a dead Hab right here we're looking at. And if I'm not mistaken, this should be TRF's forward Hab in this position. Does not belong to Tactrig, so they only have use of one of their Habs. Tactrig might be able to aggress and push back a little bit on this one. Nice mortars from Tactrig, unfortunately not hitting anybody at the moment. If they were a little bit earlier on that, they might have been able to get some kills off of it. Revisiting our airfield situation, Bread's still able to hold this almost unaided. He's got the Ghost of Narva and some others to help him out. Christina Webb coming off of the BMP, which I'm sure is probably dead by now, right? I have to double check up on that. No, this BMP is simply just decrewed, so I have to imagine we're getting rearmed. Yep, Cat Duck loading the tandem. We're going to take the 10 tickets off of this in just a moment. So when that happens, this game will be completely tied up, 137 to 136. There goes the BMP. Cat Duck with a nice shot to finish it off. Really wish Cat Duck would have had a rifle earlier, but the aggro that they pulled off on that BMP just gunning it, if you're a hat kit, you have no more rockets left, and you have no hope of a rearm anytime soon, your best bet is to go kill some crewmen, because that allowed them to guarantee that BMP kill a little bit later. Ethan on the drone, getting some good intel, flying rather low, might get shot. Yep, there goes the drone. You can fly much, much higher with that drone. You should probably be up where my camera is at, and you'll get the same information at much less danger to yourself. And another thing we have not revisited in quite a long time is if you look back here where Scriptum Squad was working earlier, you will see absolutely no blue whatsoever. So it looks like that rally has been wiped. Scriptum probably pulling back to play on the defense now. We do see some members of that squad kind of farther back, a little bit towards where they were playing in the beginning of the match. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this is the techie they drove in to get here all that time ago. And they reclaimed this area for the most part, but Cannon and company getting a nice shot onto Sven on that one. Gripped him to respond, possibly. Can't see over the wall just yet, though. The squad of cannons now aggressing over the road, but Scriptum does know about these guys. Stands ready the moment one of them decides to vault. Oh, the nade. Nade right behind the camera. Not quite enough to take cannon. Injures the person behind our camera. These two are right next to each other without knowing. Scriptum, I believe, here's
The
his
mortar
opponent.
garage.
Canyon does not
East
seem
of
to know.
hangars.
Good nade, not enough to kill Scriptum, but I think that
Can we get
yell
motor support south of the
gave
hab?
all of these individuals the information they needed.
Mortar's coming
Cannon's
up
still
still.
looking in the wrong direction, though. Just eyeing this gap in case Scriptum decides they need to aggress it. Scriptum going very loud, though. Shots from farther to the east. Scriptum gets a little bit of help. Gotta go pie this corner, get a bite. Kind of watching it, but not enough to catch it in time. So we see as well, Suki might be able to respond
Is this a
to...
good spot or somewhere else?
I believe we're
Yes,
hearing a
this is fine.
Logano
Stop
just
moving
behind
now.
my camera. Ooh! Suki taking out, looks like Lightning, but Scriptum with the trade. We've got more M4 fire off in the woods to the south side. I believe that would be Aiden. Who has to contend with Dash, Darcius. 2v1 situation. Possible that Darcius knows? Darcius taking the time, staying low, which in this case is the right call. There's a little bit of elevation to work with here to hide you.
I'm taking from the right.
Hearing Aiden now. Ooh, Aiden getting tapped from Moss Green by Dyson, so that's Aiden's whole done for up here. But now believe that was Darcius being taken out by Lightning from the roadside, so this is a bit of a slugfest down here.
Are they allowed 2 mortar tubes?
Do have to
It should only
revisit.
They have 2 mortar tubes available. There's 2 up right now.
And to kind of explain what's going on in command chat right now, both teams have agreed to a couple restrictions on this layer. This layer is designed for a 40v40 for the Off-World Invitational, but we're playing this
You can
30v30
see
right
two
now.
tubes up at the same time?
Yes.
Okay, well then we need to have a talk about that.
So both teams have agreed to
We can place 2
two restrictions on what they
place
are
2
able to
tubes.
use.
Get
Both
2
teams have
tube
agreed
players.
to use 1 tube per
Yes,
team,
as I can.
and also 1 IFV, with the militia allowed to use their BMP, and the Canadians only allowed to use 1 of their 2 coyotes that they would traditionally have on this layer. It sounds like a miscommunication may have happened. My goodness, what a slugfest in here, though. Big push from our CRF. Hot Dog, I think, sees the mass. He has very few seconds to get ready. That aggro, not the play, takes 2 down,
One
but
southeast hangars.
goes down themselves.
Nade.
Bad nade from Evol. Can't push now. Can't get an angle now. Does not kill themselves, thankfully, but it's going to allow HQB
Can we get these?
get
guys
around the back. Oh, Evol, I believe, bled out to their own grenade.
I'd secure the area.
Tragically. So CRF able to reclaim this hab that they had lost a while back. They've kind of been just in and out of reclaiming this. But
Capping
crucially,
hangars.
that is allowing them to... Or that is allowing Tactric to keep the CRF out of the actual cap itself here. Looks like just 1 blue alone to kind of hold off a wave of red. A wave of red that is, however, not pushing. I think they're just trying to shore up their hab position before they push. Because for all they know, this 1 blue is actually 10 people. But they don't know that just yet. And it looks like it is being reinforced right now. Quite a few militiamen here to push back into this. Glob and Mathmaster on the outermost parts to respond to this. Math with probably the most interesting position right now. A nice little covered spot behind this rock. The trench line, however, allows 20R to kind of get past him a little bit on this, but not fully, because he does have a line of sight on this entrance here. But for now, Math will not be finding any targets, but the moment this big red push happens, Bob is in prime position to slow it down while his team comes up behind. I do believe we have quite a few of that team behind him, so... For now, I think 20R recognizes that they can't make that push just yet, but they might have been able to get a bit of ground if they had done it earlier. Not that they would have known that. That does, I was about to visit something different. Looks like we might be moving up on this. Quite a few smokes, I believe, coming from the 20R side of things. And a little bit of fun and local. Takes that thought patrol on screen, but Math not able to take full advantage of his position. That's okay, though, because we've got others off the side able to reinforce. HQB taking a couple of rounds. Joe with some nice shots onto the tree. Taken out from the side by Zane. Really nice push from 20R right now on multiple sides.
Hey, watch north. One guy due north.
And then we expect a nade into here, right? Good so far. Pushing without the nade. Taking the risk does not pay off. Really, if you wanted to maintain the flow that you had going here, ooh, Club able to stay alive in the middle of all of it. If you wanted to maintain that flow, you'd get a nade in that door, you keep going the moment that nade pops. So Club aggressing. Might be able to get some results onto Zane. I think sees Zane for a split second. About to see a second. 2 keys for Club. Nicely done.
He's right by our body. 0. Fuck.
Looking like Tactic
Enemy
just
throwing
barely
hangers.
behind in terms of tickets.
Zero,
87.91. Ooh, Claude take it out from the side.
got him.
So, yep, whole mix-up over here.
Yep.
0 from the side. Evil right behind him. Might see the head. Might ignore the head, go for the aggression. Goes for the cheeky angle on top of everything to really get a good angle on this, but Zero's already behind
Or you
cover.
keep passing over. We don't have
Now,
control
this
of
push
the
down
side.
here, probably not the smartest. You have no cover here, but this little angle from behind this little kind of protrusion here is very
Skywalker,
nice. As
they're
long
trying
as
to
your north side
revive
is
3
covered.
people in that log
Evil might just walk into 2 kills.
Yeah, we need bullets. I can't play.
Right. Ooh, takes a round, but does secure the double.
Mortar's
Will need
just
to bandage
faded.
himself.
We're
And
working on getting him back up.
at the same time, I don't believe there's much CRF in the area to kind of stop him from getting that bandage off. Except for these mortar tubes. Pitbull getting all the way towards
Good call, Kurt, but threw a grenade.
the
Should have
hab
gone.
on this one. Not able to find themselves into the hab just yet.
With your pet.
So Pitbull is waiting for his partner behind. Just called that they're with him. So possible we see a push here. Waiting for a heal first. Also possible we're just waiting for information. We're waiting to see what the enemy is doing. We're waiting for more forces to push up from behind. Unfortunately for Kidding and Pitbull, there are no friendlies, I believe, behind them to really help with this situation. So it will be the 2 of them against the entire defenses of the CRF, which at the moment,
watch out
only
that
4 or
entrance
5
on Bravo
individuals. But
was-
they will need to
was
frag above their weight class on
Contact
this.
left, contact left.
Yep.
Running.
Okay,
They're
and they're
They're
loud.
right around the corner. Moving through the trenches.
And Zane going for the wrist to get the elevation. Does not land the shots he needed to hit, though. That elevation, if you can get up there quickly and not stay up there for very long, ooh, bleeds out. I mean, like,
Lab
if
on
I'm
taxi.
playing this
Lab on this-
angle and I'm looking for a target right here, if someone peeks me from up here,
Call
there
lab
is
again.
absolutely
Call lab
not a
and get
chance
sword.
that I am ready for that. So it is kind of a miracle on Tectric's part that they were not, that 20R wasn't able to decisively end that engagement at the very start of it, which did allow Kidding to get in a little deep. And is at this hab, content to just kind of rat next to it, possibly angling for a stealth proxy on this. So if they can get a second person up to Kidding, they can proxy this and cause a whole game of hide and
Can you
seek.
punch me up, medic?
Revisiting the southern forest, though, looks like TT with a bit of a presence, getting behind Kimball and company on these southern woods, getting all the way around that airstrip. And I do hear Coyote here to possibly assist or possibly just holding an angle on this midpoint. Now, this is a really nice angle to be holding. If they were holding this now, would have shot Skywalker, and quite a few others could get splashed. Like you'd be looking to splash, in particular this hangar door right here, possibly. At the moment, just a little bit of a slow grind slugfest in the middle. 80 tickets to 69. Tactric pulling very slightly ahead on this. As we kind of pull out to the big view, we can do a map check that we have not done in quite a while. So this map looking pretty nice for Tactric right now. 20R kind of just hoping that they can kind of just harass enough in the back line and get the flanks covered, but the southern flank looks pretty bad for 20R. And this northern flank is
Scriptum, do you
absolutely
wanna play
barren. I
for
think
this
this
map
is our
on
Scriptum squad
Hangar 1,
again,
or
able
should
to
we
get
just
very
play
close,
defensive?
uncontested to this defense fob. And in addition to our map check, should also check our scoreboard. So scoreboard game for Tactric looks much better than it did earlier. I mentioned that that needed to improve if they wanted to win, and that is what's happening. Our KD for Tactric, 161, 162 to 163, basically evened out, which is a far improvement for where it was earlier. Vehicle kills 3 for Tactric, 7 for CRF on 20Royals. Still not the even game in terms of the vehicle kills, but at the moment, 76 tickets to 46 tickets is a pretty convincing lead that Tactric has managed to pull off here. It looks like Christina Webb with a 50 cal kill onto a Jeep just off screen will bring that down to 40 tickets for 20Royals. So unless 20Royals is able to kind of ingress into that mid cap and make some magic happen, they will probably be coming up just behind on this first round of the scrim. At the same time, though, I mean, the ticket differential here is really small. So there's absolutely nothing stopping them from performing a little bit better, cleaning up the second round, and coming out on top for the entire match. Evol, you heard him! Oh, and the trade! Both guns go tumbling down. That trade was unfortunate. Evol might have been able to do a little bit more damage from behind on that hangar, but they are no longer able to do so. Do hear drones flying overhead. Mortar rounds sent out and landing in the distance. Trading infantry in the trench lines. This truly is some modern combat that we're witnessing here. A little bit calmer than I would have expected it to be, but that's probably because of our 2 mortar rule and the fact that we're running 30v30. Imagine if this were a 50v50, things would be a lot louder right now. But with the 30v30, I mean, I do enjoy that these squads have some actual room to maneuver, and that there can be some gaps to exploit that allow players like this to get behind, even if Sven is taken out by Obog. But this forest situation, if we can get Broadsword and company across this runway, but now we're seeing kind of the inverse of a while back when we had Bread holding that Hesco fortification down at the other end of the runway. Now we have the inverse, where we've got Kimball and Joachim, kind of just making it impossible for Broadsword to go anywhere.
They're outside on the helmets.
Heard.
We have 3 on Hab, northeast military.
And
We're
that
radio.
is a pleasant call if you are 20Royals, looking like that radio is not looking very good because you've got contact right on it. If I were Tactric on this one, it might be calls to pull this radio because you have to know your team, your opponent's getting rather low. But then again, this is also your primary radio for that mid cap, so that would be a very risky call to make. You would have to know for a fact that your opponent's very low.
He's not in the habit.
But right now, this
Do
is
we have
wide and
tubes up?
tweet.
We
50
don't.
ticket advantage
Oh, he's
for Tactric.
outside of the head in the corner.
Iceman with a swing doesn't quite make it happen. A better swing on that one. Good pre-fire from Iceman. That's that Heb cleared for the time being. I think that is the entirety of our 20R push here dealt with on this fob, so no need to pull this radio anymore. And my own call is to say, oh, maybe consider pulling it. Obviously quite premature, but as an SL, these are kind of the thoughts that have to run into the back of your head, and you have to weigh
He's on the right side of the
the
entrance.
situation against the results of an action like that. Big aggro from Evol. HQB very ready for that. That was a foolhardy push without a grenade.
He's on the right side.
And if you're going to push in with that, if this is important enough for you to push one
squad
guy
on
in,
me,
it's
I would push
important
it.
enough for you to push 2 guys in. Because they could have had a trade off of that. Envy to fall back. Well, we do have a whole fight on
One
this
quad
radio
pushing
as
around on
well. So both teams getting quite a bit of action. Lightning able to take him out. And this is a proxy because we do have another Tactric player right next to this radio. Radio is staged. So this spawn is not happening. And if this radio starts splitting, that is a game with approximately 70 tickets
They're
of
dropping
differential, which is the widest gap this has ever been at if this radio dies. And quite a few dead 20R on the ground. Not that much to respond. Climax and Duke over here. Kimball, tasked with holding the runway, probably
Guys,
doesn't
make
feel that
some
they
pressure,
can.
please. Move people up to the hangar buildings.
This is a tough
They
fight
have
for
to respawn.
Master. Because if you lose this 1v1, things cascade a little bit. Not holding the right angle for Climax Killer. Your barrel is sticking past that crate. Climax might know. Oh, the trade. Okay, we'll take that. Because we still have... No, looks like Drizzle bled out in this radio. Lightning alone to hold. Get ourselves a view of him on this. Using the camo netting to good effect. Camo netting being a little bit more difficult with UE5. The lighting changes made camo a little bit more difficult. But really, in this situation, you can see that this radio is right next to that camo netting. If you place your hab in that way, you're handing whoever takes your radio a huge advantage being able to watch the radio from inside that camo netting. But it's getting pretty late into this radio bleed, so in just a couple of seconds, I think we're going to see about a 60-something ticket victory for Tactric on the first round. And that will be a 60-ticket hill that 20R will need to climb on the second.
No longer ticket, you're good to do what you want.
And there's our radio bleed. Looks like a 60-ticket differential for round one.
Nice.
Very well played by both teams. 20R with a good initial advantage. I'm going to actually skip ahead to this this timeline to show what I'm talking about. This initial advantage that 20R had for the entire first half of the round. It took a coyote kill when we had that head kit kind of sneak up and double kill those crewmen. That was the beginning of the end. But then same thing happened immediately after for Tactrig, kind of equalizing things until the very end when, despite some Logi losses, that backline doing a great job. Looks like the infantry and the ticket bleed just kind of took its toll. Coyote loss, and then that radio bleed at the end of the game did a good job kind of making this gap between the tickets for Tactric and the tickets for 20Royals as wide as it is. Checking scoreboard, looks like Tactric managed to just barely pull ahead in the very end of this 179 kills to 169 in caps. And kind of the reverse of that for CRF, of course. Checking revives, Tactric with 30 revives over their 20Royals counterparts. So that going a long way to make the difference between, if we look at vehicles, 6 kills for the militia, 8 kills for CRF. So the medics made the difference, made up the lack of vehicle kills for Tactric. So that's going to be a 5-minute break for us on this one. We'll see you guys for the next round in just a few. Now's a great time to grab a drink, go to the bathroom, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're trying to get to our 1,000 here. I think we're pretty close to, I believe, I think almost 900 subscribers. If we get to 900, I'd be real happy about that. So, all right. So that's our break. I'll see you guys in about 5.
Supply load.
All right, we are back on rollout with Tactric versus 20R. This is round 2. Tactric in the first round able to pull off a pretty convincing victory, leaving the 20Royals with, I believe, 60-something ticket hill to overcome on this second round. We're hooked up to Aidenhoff, Scriptum and company, and their 50 cal Humvee for this one. I remember watching them on rollout. They did not have a clean rollout practice with this, but they seem to have handled that for us just fine this time around. So we'll see what they're able to accomplish with this 50 cal on this one. And again, kind of checking up on the big picture situation. We're going to have 3 lanes to concern ourselves with. We're going to have this north lane, this middle lane, and this south lane. We're going to try to keep checking up on all 3 of those as we go. Aiden and company kind of ditching into the woods. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble on that one. I think we need to now follow this Humvee as it goes a little deeper to see. And nobody knows how to drive Humvees. See if we can find some contact on this.
Make sure not to handbrake if you're trying to.
I think it might be up to our Coyote.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to break way earlier than you think.
To do something on the initial in this one. Zooming out a little bit. Don't see a lot in terms of initial contact just yet. A Coyote dropping off Shap. I believe that's our hat kit. Just in case of an early rush from some of these individuals back here who are playing far safer than I think Tactrig maybe was possibly expecting. If there is a technical, Shap could get a shot on if they peek over this wall. They are not going to do that. It looks like they took a little bit of damage on the dismount as well. And running right in with the AT launcher, this is a dead individual. Unless they can swap fast enough. Gets the rifle out and the trade. So many trades recently. I mean, that's partially to do with the CRF, the 7.62.
Bike is literally
The
playing
body shots
fucking
can
north map
really
border trying to flank
put the
around.
hurt on someone, even if you don't possibly secure the kill. Can leave them bleeding, and they can bleed out within 2 or 3 seconds even. So those 7.62 rifles are nothing to laugh
I need
at.
something to counter this bike.
So on the initial, looks like 20R has claimed the middle hangar, kind of as Tactric had done in the previous round. They have a very slight timing advantage to that, and Tactric does recognize it. However, last round, Tactric was able to push into the hangar behind my camera to kind of get even further than the 20Royals have right now. So they're playing a little bit more defensively than Tactric was.
Watch out for the bike and
Hot
backline,
dog
please.
with a
Defense.
view into...
Yeah, north. It's gonna flank around.
Don't think landed a shot on Zane. I think Duke is going to maybe have a shot from above. Just barely?
Pushing back, going on the other
Pushing a little bit. I mean, this is your time to get the peak, because Duke just killed 2 of your teammates behind you. You're going to have to try to get the peak, but Duke is gone now.
Hangar
That
2.
opportunity is kind of passed out. So it looks like Scriptum now calling Techie on one of our hangars.
North hangar 2, Techie, marked accurate stationary.
See if we can find that mark. I do see that Techie mark. Well, this is a friendly Techie right here, so... Or wait, no, it's not. This is, I believe, a militia Techie, so they could absolutely mortar that for some 5 tickets. Which is, of course, a really good call, because as we saw previously, like 5 ticket swing, 10 ticket swings, these games are close. So that can be the difference between victory and defeat. With 20R having to overcome a 60 ticket deficit, though. They have a large hill to climb. So it looks like contact right here coming from behind. Cruz, you gotta get your ears open. Can he hear? No, I don't think so. And there goes Ted with the suppressor as well. The SL suppressor being a newer addition to the game, I believe, with this most recent UE5 update. So that's going to allow quite a bit of aggro from small contingent. At least, I mean, I say quite a bit of aggro. This is a 1-person push right now. I have to wonder where High's squad might be, but at the same time, this rally might burn. That might be enough to spook Tactric a little bit, and I believe this rally will burn in just a moment. Another pick with the suppressor. Rally burn? Rally burn? No rally burn. Not yet, at least. So that rally will stay for a little bit longer. That is so close. That pie just came to that rally. Unfortunately, they weren't able to burn that. Coyote popping off shots to the side, trying to decimate this this flank squad. Mortar's doing decent work in trying to keep them away, but Cole and company able to kind of sneak through the side, take out Heistman on the Logi run.
We're getting counter-mortared.
So that would be probably a target for militia mortars within the next minute or two. Another 5 tickets they could claim here without any need to push a hat kit or a armor piece back to kill it.
Can't get up this fucking rock? Are you fucking serious? What is this out of
Cole having some serious issues getting to where he needs to be. And he does need to be on this radio because it's looking like there's not terribly much of a defense. So Cole could maybe pull something off on their own here if they can take out Gray. And I'm not sure who is right next to Gray on this one. Oh, I think we might have a little bit of a technical thing because this individual's on their drone right now. But maybe I could find out who that drone operator is. Probably Ethan. Almost certainly Ethan. Sauce with the other drone for 20Royals. Checking up on midpoint. Still leaning towards the 20Royals. Ooh, BMP popping shots nearby though. Sounds like they may have just been hit by a hat kit. Does look like they're at half health. That means a tandem probably from Shop, but Shop goes down basically instantly without cover. Is tracked though. Possible we see some mortars coming in. Have a little bit of some frame rate issues that I'm going to try to resolve really fast here. We will see if that has helped or not. Looks like we're okay for now. So, mortars? Maybe? I mean, this is a pretty fast repair. They got on that repair basically immediately because they knew that this hack kit was dead. And if they've learned anything, they're not going to drop Soviet out to go double rep this, because every time we've seen that happen, that BMP or that Coyote has been pushed and fully decrewed. So I think they're playing it very safe and risking the mortar coming in. I believe they will get these tracks up in due time and get themselves right out of here. Mortars would be enough to really secure the kill on this BMP if they landed in the next 2 or 3 seconds. I don't think it's going to happen. So you hear quite a lot of Coyote shots that we're going to leave this situation. I'm assuming those mortars are not going to come in for that BMP. So the situation back on Tactory's radio looking quite a bit worse. I don't hear any command chatter on this either, which is a little bit interesting. Possible that that's all happening in Discord, and I don't want to be in that Discord and kind of overwhelm the comms. Oh, and the C4 goes off. Zero with the pick. C4 does not damage this radio. Possible that it was hitting the cab. Zero takes out Aiden with the C4. And the third C4 stages the radio. So all 3 C4s were spread throughout the building to kind of maximize the kill potential. Very nice play from Zero on that one. Gonna stage the radio, prevent any spawns. Ethan here to
Radio's being dug currently.
probably save it with a partner in Ikigai.
Yep.
Gonna pie the door. Does not get the pick onto Zero. And Ethan could have been with his partner on that one, but left him alone.
Yep.
Zero now in a great position. I think only one C4 hit that radio, Zero, but you've got yourself another kill, and I don't think that there are many other tech trick in the immediate vicinity to help with that. You even have Pull behind you. Red alone to respond. Might get a good pick on the Pull right here. Nope, Mortar takes him out instead. Gangry with a vengeance. This round opening wide open for 20Royals. I believe that's a bleeding radio. And a barbed wire I heard placed. And again, digging the hab up here, the correct call, because now you can use this camo netting. Anybody that pushes in through this door has to contest with that camo netting. And that's not easy. We are seeing 2. Friendly fire. Heistman takes himself out with his own nade. Gonna be alone to respond. Taken out by Gray! 2 team kills back to back. Are gonna doom this radio, I think, unless Gray pulls off some hero shenanigans. Gray able to take one down, but we're really running out of time. You don't have time to pause, man. You gotta go. If you're bleeding, you just gotta go. Zero gets that pick. I don't think that Christina has time to take this radio. Config's gonna give it a shot. Zero to hold the door. I don't see this radio being saved. I think we're gonna see a radio loss on this one for Tactric. Possibly with that. There's the radio kill. 40 tickets behind. Remember, Royals needed at about 60-something to get a win on this scrim, but now the map control that this radio kill allows them. And Zero chasing Christina, or at least taking up a rat position. Now that his job is done, he's here to harass.
I do
not to defend. So we're going to revisit this at a later time. TT getting the Logi out, the right call in this situation. Surprised we didn't see that mortared, but the radio kill was enough to give 20Royals a significant advantage. Checking up on midpoint. PT able to hold on for now with just rallies, but as those rallies burn, we're going to see that this hangars is going to go well towards 20Royals control. That radio loss devastating for Tactrig, but not something they can't manage to come back from. If they're able to replace that radio in a timely manner and clear out Zero. Zero finally traded out by Minko. And I believe that was it for Zero on this radio.
On hangar, since I think that's
Sauce's drone to kind of survey the situation.
Yeah, we're going to wrap hangars, but we're just getting killed from east, so...
Skywalker and Ted Cruz kind of buffering any of 20R from getting towards that former radio position. A red call in this situation. And
we can probably get one on hangars right now if we can drive one in from the airstrip. You want me to do that right now?
I mean, hangar 1 should be empty.
And we do hear quite a bit of command chatter. Talking about getting this replacement bub. So Ikigai possibly turning around to be a hero and drop this radio.
Do the warehouse instead of hangars. Do the warehouse instead of hangars.
I'm gonna need an SL there. I've got a crewman kit.
So Gray in command chat.
We have people on warehouse. Don't do it. We have people warehouse west of hangars.
Kind of hearing the real-time
My
decision
getting
making.
shot from west side now.
Heard.
We got ground hangars from the west. We're gonna get white.
So taking a look at the map. Oh!
Oh, dude.
Right when I open my map, Cat Duck from behind
my
pops
lodge
a
just got
Logi. Another really big play that's going to secure 20R's position on this map. A win of greater than 60 tickets is looking more realistic than ever as Tactrig is wiped off the map in terms of fobs.
I'm resetting me for logging.
And their rallies are starting to falter. So we might just see a big roll for 20R off of that one radio take. Question is, if they can manage it, will it be bigger than 60 tickets? They will have to be very aggressive to make that 60 ticket roll happen, but it is very realistic right now with that fob off the board. Really nice position from the shooter right here. Can't quite, oh, the rocks. Can't quite get the shot on Envy. Envy able to take out HQB because of that field position. Envy taking out Lemon as well. Doing a really nice job. But we really do need to revisit on this backline because this backline is the entire game right now. If Tactric cannot figure out a Logi to replace this fob, they are wiped off this map. Bread here to kind of resolve the situation. And I believe Cat Duck in the background might have another rocket. They are running with launcher out. Tells me they have another rocket for this.
Make a good fob.
Get a good view of this. I think they have line of sight on the. Oh no! And that is two Logis wiped.
I'm coming back to play hangars. I'm coming back to play hangars.
And that is, man, that is a nail in the coffin, right? That's the third nail in the coffin. I think there's been far too many nails in this coffin in the last 10 minutes for Tactric to really effectively come back off of this. So I think we're gonna start to see Tactric rolled back to their previous caps after this. Zero with the techie from behind to keep the pressure up on this backline. Whoa! Possibly going for the main camp to keep any further Logi from leaving main. You've killed two Logis. You have to know, if I'm not mistaken here, they only have the third left. They do have one Logi left, but those Logi respawns are very fast, so getting this main camp going is pretty essential if you want to ensure that Tactric does not set something up to prevent the roll. It looks like Zero positioning himself very closely just east of that Tactric main. Very silently as well, being bounced back even by main protection. Ready with a 50, and probably, I believe this is our sapper, so ready with mines outside of that main as well. Nobody in that main to catch at the moment, so we will leave that situation for now, but
okay, we're just taking our time.
I think we're looking at about a 70 ticket differential between the teams right now, which is exactly what 70R needs
on the back cap soon, though. Be ready
to
for it.
control this entire scrim between both rounds. It looks like Tactric's backline squad not having nearly as much success in their endeavors as 20Royals has had.
What?
Is there infantry west of you?
Yes, we got a hangar. Okay. We lost that forever ago. They're at us from all sides.
So I think at this point, Tactric in full damage control.
Okay, perfect setup.
Zero. Kind of giving up on that initial main camp position, looking for something on the
and you
long
control
road.
south of military apartments, killing these hats.
And Brett is completely correct about this backline situation. Controlling this backline is crucial right now because otherwise they are not going to be able to get any Logi anywhere. There's hat in the backline. There's techie with mines in the backline.
Got a techie coming in, the west side of military apartments.
And there's the call. Christina here to possibly respond. Might get a pick on Zero. Zero does not know. Zero goes down, and there's a techie there. If you're Tactric, you mortar that techie if you're able to, but they don't have a fob to do that with. So Cole to respond. Zero might live if Colsa can secure this, but we also have Bread to back up Christina on this one. Oh, Bread with a friendly fire. Careful. Good thing you missed.
Dude, where is this little rat?
You shot me. The guy is no side.
Really nice nade from Cole. And the pick on the rifle.
Okay,
So I
that
think we
guy
might see Zero.
is
Zero's given up, looks like. I really
Squad
do wish
6,
we would
if
have seen
they're
Zero
not contesting you
hold the
in that
respawn on this, because
strip
Cole
on
just pulled
hangers,
off
you guys should just play
a very
hangers.
minor miracle with those 2 picks right there. That was really
Or
nicely
try
done.
and shoot into hangers.
So Cole now able to recover that techie if needed. And Cat Duck. The rapid movement in the distance tells me Cat Duck has a Logi of their, or sorry, a techie of their own. Or looks like a motorbike, and they're going to be working the backline main camp for this now. Time to revisit the front line. I do see what looks like a tactic radio able to be placed at military apartments, which is going to be good for them getting back into this match, but right now they are very far behind in terms of tickets. But they only need to pull off about a 20-ticket advantage onto 20Royals to be able to kind of equalize this from the first round. So a radio kill could do that. A BMP kill would go a long way towards that, if only they can track and mortar it. But at the
Radios
moment,
in hangar do.
you can see that there is nothing to pressure this radio here. The only radio that's really in play right now on 20R's side is the one in this this hangar that was just called out, I believe, by Scriptum Squad. And yep, we've got Logano and company right next to this radio. Don't think 20R seems to know. If there was a hab in this building, they might be yelling about a proxy. Okay, Rose was running at that door really quickly. Nope, did not know. There's the call on local. Logano sees radio, but is for now content to just hold it, which is the right call if a bunch of infantry can pull behind him. Drizzle with a beautiful shot. I believe SKS on
There's
the cannon.
gonna be one in the, I'm not watching.
That's 3 individuals from Tactric on this radio. So this radio's like 4 now, 5 now.
Sorry, I should have announced.
I'll get it.
So this is a very realistic radio take.
Double dig the fucking radio and stop talking.
Oh, okay.
Calls from Brad to double dig that radio. Probably the right call. Squeeze Piemaster too far away to really assist with this, and that road push they have to do. Ted Cruz might hear, or Skywalker might see. I think that's our suppressor again. Might not have a beat on that, but we're missing the action real close. Looks like all good so far for Tactric. Maybe a kill. Yep, Thought Patrol goes down on this side. So Knight and their associates kind of here to push on this east side. Hangar cap is moving, but really of more importance right now is this radio. Nice pick. Trade, however. I think that we've got too much Tactric here to really effectively take this radio unless a miracle can get pulled out by Zane here. This is a nice cheeky flank.
Let's burn the enemy rally.
Every moment Zane is prone is a moment that this radio is bleeding. I do believe this radio is currently bleeding out right now, so.
Yeah, this is good.
Zane getting picks outside, preventing reinforcements, but not doing anything to those actually guarding the radio. This is kind of a bit of a waste of time. So this flank would have been nice were it not for Klob and company back here.
More guys pushing from the west.
Let's get ourselves kind of stuck into the hangar here. Knight and Suki somewhat alone.
On defense.
Knight really not able to help with anything Suki's doing. Drizzle takes out Suki. Knight takes his takedown. We're looking at a radio kill right here, I think. This radio's been bleeding for far too long. Too close to push. And a mortar barrage, I believe, from the militia. Yep, this is a commander mortar barrage preventing any possible reinforcement. So it's going to be down to just the 3 or 4 that are in this hangar. I don't think they're going to have any trouble. That radio goes down. And it's a 50-ticket, 55-ticket differential, which is just within Tactric's margin of victory. The trade,
on one rally
so
and
many
push
trades.
military apartments. We need numbers in
So
one.
right now, if you are Tactric, you need to get into this hangar and get the cap off of this, because if you can make that happen, you've got a victory on your hands. Let's check up on that backline, though. That problem that we had earlier is still here. Zero, again, getting on this radio. The backline not able to really... And this radio is bleeding! This radio is bleeding, too! So everything that just happened in this hangar is probably going to be negated by the fact that Zero has been able to take out 2 radios. Zero... content to just sit on the radio at this moment. Another C4.
Yeah,
Okay.
So even if Zero goes down, he's got one trump card in his back pocket. But again, just camo netting. Good use of camo netting, staring directly at the radio. We need to try to see if we can get our habs in positions where the camo netting is not holding the path to our radio. That is kind of a brutal push to have to make. So this radio will go down at the same time, looking at the top of the screen. Hangers is being capped by Tactrig. So they could manage to weather this loss of radio. There it goes. If they can secure that cap, Gray does not manage to kill on Zero.
Got him.
So this backline has been a consistent problem. Really outsized effort by Zero and company on making this backline as much of a headache as it's been for Tactrig. Looks like Hangers has been stalled. And we do see quite a few dead Tactrig inside the hangars, but not enough to convince me that this push cannot still be won. If Evol can take HQV, I believe this cap can restart. And just manages it. You need to bandage quickly, Evol, but the cap will resume. One chevron.
I'm gonna reset from main. Can I bring
leaving it up to
Yeah.
What's the deal?
Yeah, go for it.
Climax to retake this yet again. Friendlies are dead behind them even, which tells me that they have their own backline problems to deal with. Shap, who has done a marvelous job so far, and Mathmaster finding himself on this radio. But this is really a game of backlining. Much more exciting, in my opinion, than the first game, which was a very frontline focused game, and a game of Coyote and BMP drivers just not being in their tables. And this BMP is hurting a lat kit from behind. Probably not enough damage to finish it, but oh boy, is it hurting even more now. And were Tactrig to have a fob right now, they'd love to mortar that thing, but thanks to Zero, that will not be possible. Math still right next to this radio. Gangry firing shots off, kind of uncontested at the moment. So we'll have to see if Math is able to make further progress into this. Revisiting on the bigger map picture here, we mentioned this South Forest lane. Looks like Tactrig has completely abandoned this. Could go some way to kind of explaining why we've had 20Royals has basically been able to flank through these woods and straight down. We saw with the techies straight down the airstrip, even completely uncontested, which is why we've seen so many issues with these fobs back here dying, because you don't have this control over your flanks on this side. And it looks like there's some on this side, but not as much as you'd like it to be. Since Tactrig is on the back foot right now, they're very much forced to focus central.
Neutral.
That is bringing them a flag cap, possibly. Very slow cap. Very difficult cap. They cannot give up the map control around it, though. Dookie with the power position up top. Pretty exposed, but only to their own teammates for the most part. Ego might see.
Get ready for drop radio.
I mean, I can't blame. I don't know who goes out this door and looks straight up. Because this is a brutal angle, Drizzle. Drizzle, no. Don't do it. Oh, the drag. Does Suki not know? Oh, there we go.
Hey, do we want to stretch to hab or not for hangers?
We can build two now.
The North Call, not really. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we could
Guys,
drop Newton. Nice, okay.
you have one chevron. This cap is your whole game. You cannot pile three people into one door, hoping for one revive.
Trying to look.
On the first revive, if the first person that goes on drags, if he has no good call for that, you don't go. Until you can figure out where that player is at. Hanger's still barely going towards Tactrig right now. If they can just flood a few more players in, we will be able to take this. But little misplays like that are enough to completely stall a cap like this. Ego goes down, Lightning
Give me
low
mortars on gun
HP,
range.
no
Mortars
dead.
on gun range.
So this rally that's been supplying troops to those hangars might find itself dead as soon as Pie Master gets close
We're not gonna have
enough.
mortars for the next 2-3 minutes.
Just a little closer. And if we're lucky, if we get just a little closer. And this is a big rally burn. Tactrig no longer capping the hangars. Zero power player inside of the hangars. on
Hangar
another
stalled.
radio.
Please keep numbers in.
Guys, you're gonna give
They're
them 3
recapping.
now?
They're shoving it super fucking hard.
You're gonna give them 3 radios now.
We need more support. If you can take north side, my squad's gonna go back into
Oh
hangars.
boy, okay, so this
Yeah,
is
go for it,
probably
go for
the end, the beginning of the end. I hope Ego and Lightning heard those C4 placements. They don't know. Oh goodness, they're about to get blown up. So Zero kind of retreating for the moment, waiting for those C4s to do their job. C4 from behind. Run away from this radio, guys! Run away! Zero with the 1. Zero's traded out, but the C4 ensures he gets what is his. And that is a bleeding radio for Tactrix from behind.
How are we letting them walk in again and again and again with the fucking C4? Come on.
Script I'm absolutely right about that one. That's going to be 60 tickets in radios, which in radios alone is the differential that 20R needed. All from basically one player and a few assists from his compatriots. Zero has managed to completely turn this around. Not happening. Top Patrol takes up proposal. Good comms from Sauce on the drone, by the way. Complete vertical coverage over this entire hangar.
Claude, place
Can see any hiding spaces. And
when you
hangars
can.
is being
I'm not gonna be able
recapped.
to,
I
just
think
stay
we're
on
looking
the
at
Lose the fucking radio.
a 20R victory on this scrim today by a relatively slim margin, but nonetheless, this was a very strong showing by Zero. And all of 20R's backline is really not just Zero, but also Hatkit's able to destroy not 1 but 2 Logis, preventing the radio reset. So it's kind of just falling apart in slow motion, except not really that slow. It's kind of all happening at once. Every time a C4 goes off,
Are we recovering radio?
all of Tactrig's command chat kind of blows up a little bit. Whether or not they recover this radio, and it looks like they will be. I don't think they will have the tickets to... Nope. Nope, that radio's gone. So I believe that's 3 radios for Zero right there. And that's going to be the scrim for Tactrig on this one.
Still
Good learning experience.
win this.
Nonetheless, being able to bring this
doubt it,
within
but we can
100
try.
tickets against an organized team like 20R with a group of kind of just put together, I wouldn't say randoms because we've got ENR players, we've got 4K players, but still a very good showing by the TT community team. And this is kind of a match that the community team has needed recently. If you watch our recent match history on the YouTube channel, you'll see that there are lots of matches we played where there's just been kind of rules for the Tactric team, and this is a much needed humbling that can maybe help focus the team on what it takes to play a little bit cleaner, a little bit better, how to keep that backline alive, and how to keep your flanks secure so that backline can't just do what it likes. Because again, the loss of this farther forest, being able to kind of flow enemies through these forests and unopposed through this airstrip is a huge part of the reason why Zero's been able to get behind so often. I think on this particular one, I imagine he probably went behind through these woods, which, as you can see, not much blue here right now. I don't think there was that much blue there earlier either.
But you don't want to build it where you are?
We're looking at the last 30 tickets remaining for Tactrig. And about a 90 ticket differential, considering the first round's tickets. If we end this at 150, minus those 60, I want to say 66 tickets maybe? Which is still a decent result for this team.
Build second, have a hangar 1 club.
Certainly not the result the team wanted.
Alright, I'm on the way, I'm on the way.
Nice nade proposal. You are well and truly surrounded right now.
Hangar 2 is clear.
Just bandaged and bleeding as he gets run over on by 20R players. Yep, there we go. And
Hangar 2 is completely empty.
there is 20R pushing even farther past their cap. Aiden alone in the 3rd hangar. And Script him calling the empty cap hangar. But I think we are too far gone at this point. There's too many 20R just past it for a cap to be realistic. They are managing a recap, so a last second cap here might have an equalizing effect. It would take it pretty close to 10 to 20 tickets of differential between this match and the first where this cap to happen, but it would be a miracle cap for sure. I think 20R is kind of busy getting chewed up by this next hangar, though. This could happen. Shots by possibly Pie Master from afar.
2 chevs on hangar.
Double chevrons for just a moment on hangar. This cap is ticking up quickly. 19 tickets remaining. This is
watch the back line pretty strong.
Tactric's only path back into this. I have to say, I mean, a fob at this point
1 chev.
is not going to be what this team needs, especially if Zero gets within 100 meters of it. But I think I'd rather really just see a full commit to these hangars. 1 chevron, as long as there are no silly plays, like the situation we saw above this door or that little bit ago. We might see a cap here, 60% capped. 20R to flood into their own fob at the moment. Here is the response, but the response is coming somewhat late. They can't get in within the next 20 or so seconds. I think this cap happens. But regardless, even with that, a 50-ticket swing for Tactic here is a 70-ticket differential, which is just barely not enough for them to manage the victory on the Scrim. BMP doing work, almost taking out their own Logi, I believe. That would have helped out Tectric a little bit with the ticket differential. 96, 97, and that will be a cap for Tectric on these hangars. 50 tickets towards Tectric. 79 to 140 now. Immediately down to 77, though, as the dead are able to give up. So now we're looking for possibly a BMP kill. Nice job by Logano on that one. Possibly a BMP kill could help get the tickets that TC needs.
This whole time.
This is shaping up to be much closer.
Definitely use that.
That's a shot. I don't know if that was an engine shot.
The south.
Give me fire support.
I think that might have been an engine shot. BMP does not look to be able to move if it wanted to.
BMP, do we?
Yeah, we do. We don't have much up right now.
Mortars would be amazing at this moment. This BMP is in a very vulnerable spot. There are no Tectric behind it to kill any crewmen, but this elevated position could be something. We'll have to revisit that soon enough. I have to say that cap was exactly what TT needed to find their way back into this match. We will have to see what happens to this BMP, because if this BMP dies, I think that's the ticket gap basically closed up. RNZ here for the repair. It looks like BMP will be able to get itself repaired and leave. So we're now looking at a gap that I think puts TT just barely outside of what it needs to win this one. I think the last was a 66 ticket game.
Mortars back on gun range.
So we will have to see if they can pull it off in the infantry, if they can find a techie or a Logi to blow up. I believe we have this Logi right here. If this is blown up, that would go a long way to evening the gap. I think at the moment, if I'm doing my basic elementary school math correctly, Tactric is just within the number of tickets they need to be winning this Scrim, but only just barely. If I'm remembering correctly, it was exactly a 66 ticket differential in the first one. Drizzle and Suki on top of the hangars. Drizzle comes out on top. I don't think took any damage even.
South of you, south of you.
This hangar is an absolute grind. 20R looking pretty good inside of it, though, on hangar number 2. But plenty of TT outside to stall a cap. Let's revisit on our back line, and I see again Zero, exactly where you don't want him. Right behind your radio, where he is the most deadly. So if Zero can get the pick on Christina on this, or simply sneak by, it'd be even better to sneak by uncontested. That is really where your sapper is in their element. Wow, big kills from Gray. Triple kill? I believe that's our commander already. Just got a triple on the cap, making sure that our 20R players can't really get in there to reinforce. Now a 71-30
I'm counting about 5 infantry
which is a
or
50
more
ticket
inside the hangar
differential.
already.
Crucially, not what 20R needs to win on this one.
Infantry's ran in.
Checking up on kill-death ratio, Tactric inevitably kind of far behind. Let me remove myself from all these mortar sounds momentarily so you can hear me a bit better. So, Tactric about 20 tickets behind in terms of the kill-death ratio, and very far behind on the vehicle kills. 20R doing a great job taking vehicles out.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, that flag cap really gave them what they needed to be within margin of error on this one. Let's see if we can get back into the action on that. Like Envy pushing from behind, shoring up the back line as those mortars come in. Being able to push into this hangar and being able to hold and stay alive, get a pick or two, goes a long way to making sure that the tickets stay where they need to for Tactric.
I'm safe.
They're in Washington. They're gonna be close.
Shots from behind.
One guy, close hallway. I hit him once.
Oh, this. Oh, wow. Envy trades one, but is taken out. Or yeah, no, yeah, sorry, Envy takes out one and trades in that engagement. It looks like checking up on the backline play by Tactric. Math tapped by Suki on that one. Aiden, close to burning 2 rallies would be very nice for Tactric in this moment. If you go a little bit left, you get the second one, maybe? As this is happening, as these rallies are burning from behind, hangars is being recapped by 20Royals, and Tactric cannot allow this to happen if they want to win this scrim. But right now, this hangar completely unoccupied by Tactric. They need to get a push back into this and stall this. Even if it means some outsized infantry losses, if they can stall this, they might be able to pull out a win.
Is that dating him? He's laying down.
Where? I'm over top of you, where?
Some action off to our right. Skywalker, lightning.
I'm safe.
Oh, no, bad nade?
Go south.
Oh, Config takes out lightning on
Dude,
that
sorry,
one.
the bloody crouching
It's not what they needed.
There's a guy running out south from the
Hello.
It does look like
west.
Tactric able to regain control of the cap hangar itself. All of his presence outside of it making it hard for 20R to push back into it. Ooh, nice pick by Scripta, but Envy has the ammo. Envy doesn't need the ammo. I think Scripta gets the second one on Zane.
There should be safer regis to the south.
From behind above the door, might get a third. Envy cleans up that one. And Scriptum taken out by Climax.
Shot from south, on the side of the wall.
Good call on south.
Or south.
Brad, let me know if you want to
might
switch.
have
I
a
see
shot.
ranks out this time.
He ran out behind you.
Okay.
Ooh, might have the head. Tuck on Polato. Precise headshot was what we really needed on that one. Did not make it happen. Frag. Let's see if we can follow that. Very close to a beautiful frag. Nearly takes out 2. But we're able to
Can we get
see
more numbers
Duke
into hangar
survive
2
that
instead of around hangar 1?
with his life. Revisiting back here. Got right behind the BMP. This is our hat kit. Do we have ammo? This might be a game ender right here if this BMP is tracked and mortars can find their way in. Looks like Shop is armed with a tandem, possibly. Let's see what kind of damage this does. Even if it's not a tandem, a tracking shot plus mortars is all this team needs. And not miss that shot. Does not miss that shot. Track goes down for this BMP. And Shap in a nice position to be able to survive, but needs to reposition. There's no way that he's going to be able to peek any of this right here. But he's got to take the slow crawl to get around the side of this BMP. Hopefully he'd kill a crewman. I hear no command chatter about this BMP track, so I have to assume that this is all happening in Discord right
close,
now.
west of the hab for him.
I hear calls about this hab being occupied, possibly, so let's revisit on that flank. Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at this. Look at this red behind, again, led by Zero. Just absolutely devastating the back line. That's a rally burn right behind these trees. And Zero, close to another rally. At this point, if you're TT, you see these rallies going down. Guys, we have 40 tickets remaining. Pull this radio, I think. Zero's on his way. That's going to be a second rally burn for Zero in the hangar below me. Get a bite. Zero able to aggress towards the compound with this radio. Let's see how... Oh, Cole's been in here the whole
Clock,
time.
get your guys to walk into
Oh, we
hangar
missed
2.
this. And they're about to
Get
get
him to
proxied as well as
respawn,
Bite
just
comes
push
in.
hangar
And as Bear comes in. Bear not winning the initial gunfight. Mike the repeat. G1 able to 80-80 stand to make it happen. Oh my goodness. Heistman let 2 kills happen for Cole, I believe. And get a bite. Able to come from behind.
You guys need help?
Yes, I think the answer is yes, they need help. This is a nice position for Bite to be in right now. A hallway full of dead Tactrig. Doesn't manage to kill yet, but it finds himself in the hab. Again, if I'm TT, 30 tickets, like, they should pull this thing, man. At the moment that we see 20R's ticket count, that 78 ticket count they've got, dip under 66, they are out of this match unless they can manage a flag cap.
I'm just defending.
So Tactric needs to keep their tickets for just long enough. Oh, good nade.
What was that? What was that? Oh,
And Bite is traded out. Let's check outside.
He's dead. You traded.
You known. Gray. Really getting the aggro on this radio going. The tickets are dwindling for 20 hours. They make it happen in time.
Just hold it with your right.
We are peeking too much. You do not need to peek this door. Just hold your angles. Be cheeky. Nice pick from Ethan with the pistol onto Cray. We're now peeking the front door. Takes out Ethan in turn. And my god, a nice headshot by Shop on that one. Shop being another MVP for this match. Speaking of MVPs, I think we had missed behind. I think Zero had died in this hangar over here a while ago in this engagement. Suki the next to fall.
Oh, thank you.
And Pip the last alive. I think Tactric keeps this radio. Question is, can they take 20R down from 74 to 66 before they run out? And if this rate continues, I think it'll just barely happen. As long as they don't lose a radio, and as long as 20R is not allowed to cap on the hangars, I think it's going to happen. There's only one way to find out, and that's by watching more. HQB the only one to really aggress onto the cap itself, so there really is, looking at this, not much of a push to be seen for these hangars. I don't think these hangars get capped. We're within 4 tickets of victory for Tactric here with 20 tickets on their side remaining. 3 tickets now. I think Tactric just barely squeaks this scrim out. Beautiful mortars coming from 20R's side, stopping Ego and Pitting.
We're good at the moment.
But Scriptum is correct to call that they have control for the moment. This push, I don't think, will be enough. As long as Tactric trades 1 for 1 on these, this is not enough for 20R to really take the hangars. Hot Dog might. There's our initial. Hot Dog does well, but Zane goes far to equalize by killing Scriptum. Zane, however, with a near impossible push into this door, have to get really lucky with their peak.
I'm just waiting for that.
HQB going with the same flank that I think we saw Zane do quite a while ago. But that puts him vulnerable to Drizzle and company behind. Mortar's doing a good job holding. This flank is going to be a bit of a decider in this hangar.
Watching.
HQB finding nothing yet, but Joe is doomed. Nice shot.
He's roof.
Hot Dog alone. Taken down by HQB. There's the big flank that they needed.
Just better than me.
But
Did he come inside the
you're
wall?
below 66 tickets. HQB goes down. Unless 20 Royals can capture this hangar, their scrim is over. And if you're Tactric at this point, you are happy to lose your tickets now. They don't know that, of course, but if they can drain these tickets down from 17 to 0 as fast as they can, this scrim is done. And I think if you are Tactric understanding that as well, if you see hangars cap flashing, you might tell everybody to give up.
That's me.
In this case, and just pray that the tickets are enough. But I don't think they have enough information to come to that conclusion. Nice flank from Climax. Slowly pieing our angle. Nothing to be seen at the moment. Drizzle doing a great job just hiding. Really what they need at the moment is just people staying alive in cap. Everybody who can stay alive in here is buying time for all of this to resolve itself, for all of those red to give up and drain tickets. Big push from Cray there again. Christina fully outnumbered outside of that hangar. Gives up the defensive position.
TDM now, guys. No objective, just fucking kill these guys. They think the radio's still there.
And Ghost of Narva makes an appropriate comment. It looks like Tactric has done the correct decision. Pulled this radio with their final tickets remaining. You're under 20 tickets. You need that radio gone, so they can't end it. They can't end it early. Scriptum calls the contact in those hangars. It's 15 tickets remaining though. Cap's still not flashing, but my God, so many dead on the ground to make this happen. I don't see any more push from 20R, though. I think this is it. Once Tactric tickets are done, they've won this. I mean, if you're coming as a casual viewer, it might be very silly to see that the losing team losing faster means they win the scrim, but when the previous round was a 66-ticket win for Tactric, and 20R only has those 48 remaining, then losing right now is exactly what you need to do to win. And it looks like Math and Drizzle, that heart monitor in the middle of that that kill feed means that was a revive.
Get fucked.
So it looks like Tactric will be lasting a little bit longer and taking a couple more 20R tickets with them as they go. Of course, I don't think we're going to see a victory for TT in this second round specifically, but the entire scrim, I think, has been decided unless 20R pulls off some magic on the middle hanger. Revisiting on this fight back here. Both teams holding their respawns at this point.
Pop a nade or something out the door.
I think 20R understands. They have pretty much lost this scrim at this point because they know they have 44 tickets. They know they need to more than that, and they know, I think, that the hangar's cap is not going to happen. So they're just playing the rest of this one out.
Take your time.
I'm interested to see that Unknown was allowed up to this roof. That's kind of funny. Very cheeky position. Nothing to see back here, though. I say as we start hearing some shots. Unknown onto G1. G1 must be pretty mad. He's got a lot of friendlies in that building. More revives in the kill feed. Drizzle gets Hot Dog. Envy gets Scriptum. Good revives from Tactrig. And kills as well. Ego picks up Aidenhoff. Fred takes out Cray on the other team.
Is that upstairs?
I think Unknown has the team very confused on this one. Where is this guy? He's upstairs? What? Where is this guy?
Yeah, you can get through on the roof. Yeah, I forgot.
Ah, there we go. We've blocked him now.
Not from this year.
Yeah,
I think they don't remember how to get onto this roof. That's your fire escape ladder right there. Let's see if they decide they want to take that fight. Ooh, taking the fight from the outside. Unknown now very low HP, put down by Aiden. That's the end of that little adventure back here. And I think this flank is finally wiped. So, I mean, I gotta say, if I'm 0 right now, I am not exactly thrilled with my team. If you deliver 60 tickets and radio kills for your team with not that much assistance from the team either, he was very independent with a lot of those. You have to be kind of upset that the midpoint went as tough as it did.
G1, I think there's one southwest here.
Oh, there definitely is. There's a
Looks like a couple deaths on this fob back here, but
they're just constantly trickling
not from any significant push. So with the 29 tickets remaining, I mean, Tactric stretched this a really long way. We were looking at, I think it was something like 20-something to 70-something minutes ago, but here we are. Tactric still with 10 remaining, and 20R still burning tickets, and the -1 bleed from the AAS disadvantage. I think we're just watching Tactric fragging out. Drizzle proving the point.
One outside south. I'm trapped.
The camera kind of in the wrong spot for this one. Looks like Thought Patrol on the outside with Mathmaster. Ooh, Nade gets the pick on the table. Not Thought, and Thought gets taken down, so I'm sorry, Thought you didn't get the win on that one. Darcius
No bandages.
Yep, that's fine.
Inside.
has the angle, but
Joe, do you think he's getting named?
at this
I'm trying to
point,
get this medic real quick.
it's a full hold your respawns from both teams. 5 tickets now from Tactric. I believe that was a Techie or a Logi that was just blown up. Zero getting behind. I think for Zero, this is just a bit too late. Unfortunately, I mean, you have to applaud Zero for the absolute headache he's been able to deliver to Tactric. I think he's just taken his own personal victory lap at this point. Whoa! Nice little jump. Lands it. And my man is now on top of the roof. Surveying what could have been his kingdom. Everything the light touches could have been his, and yet it was just not quite enough.
He's about to push me on this far west side.
Lightning knows, Zero doesn't, and that's that. So shame for Zero and the team, but if you're Zero, I think you should still be very proud of how you acquitted yourself for this entire scrim, because those 3 radio kills were a massive problem for Tactric. A lot of red in the kill feed, both revives for 20R and kills onto Tactric. See quite a few bodies that have decided they needed to push out of that building they were in. I don't know why, but at this point, their deaths would only go towards a win for Tactric, so does not really matter at this late stage of the game.
He's like somewhere literally to your left.
Does look like we are getting a couple revives within that hangar. And trying to make that ticket gap as close as they possibly can. Again, I don't believe that a victory on the second round specifically is possible for Tactric, but they have gone so much farther than I expected them to, and it's much farther certainly than they needed to. There's 4 tickets. I think that was a blacked out infantry possibly. Suki goes down to Iki. AT slams into, I'm not sure, this trailer? I see the smoke on that trailer. I don't know what the intention on that was. Possibly a frag rocket, but I don't really hear it. What are we doing? Are we trying to hit a Logi or something? Am I missing something? Do not see what these ATs are being aimed at unless there is some kind of vehicle inside this hangar. Regardless, 2 tickets remaining. It's the last few give-ups for Tactrics here, and they brought it within 20 tickets even. Hangars now finally being capped. This give-up needs to happen. 19 tickets. I don't think that 20R has enough time, because the moment that things look dire for Tactric, they're going to call their give-ups or someone's going to bleed out, and this scrim will be over. 17 tickets remaining. My, how close this second round has come after what was initially 20R. It was their round to lose. Whoa, Soviet. With a cheeky little spot inside the helicopter. I love that. That's adorable. I don't think this cap will happen, because we're going to see 1 or 2 give-ups. And it will all be over from there. Let's survey. We've got Lightning on the ground, Ego on the ground, Logano on the ground, multiple on the ground in here. They're all on timers, and those timers are surely shorter than it would take to capture the central hangar. The fellows over here surely going to be revived. But the give-ups will happen sooner or later, or the forced bleed-outs will happen if the give-ups don't. 1 ticket now. All we need is 1 more give-up, and this is done. Between a 15-ticket differential, Tactric really managed to bring it back at the end of this one. I'm shocked. With how dire things looked through the first half of it. Dyson had a nice cheeky spot. So let's check up on our scoreboard a moment early here. I want to see the man himself So that would be 0 with 14 kills. 15 ticket victory on that for 20R, but that would be about a 40-something ticket loss, 50-something ticket loss for the entire scrim itself. Very well played by both teams, but
fucking radius we lost.
if I'm Tactric, I feel a little bit stressed out about that second round and how easily.
118 revives.
Easily.
Nice fucking work, medics.
20R was able to get behind that line. 118 revives is an
Gangry,
excellent
11
call.
and
This
1.
is why.
Huge.
This is one of the huge reasons they
No
win.
way.
Is because of all those
Yo, that
revives.
guy went 31 and 6. Yo, that guy's getting recruited.
Oh, she was on
And
the
then
mortar,
checking
bro.
up on
She was
0.
on the mortar for sure.
So we've got 14 kills on top of 60 tickets worth of
This guy's
radios,
getting
on
recruited.
top of
This guy's
2
getting
vehicle
recruited.
kills. So very, very big
Everyone,
work
welcome
from
to
0 on this
Recruit
one.
HQB.
Checking timeline. Tactric from behind the entire time, but right here on this flag cap, this is what needed to happen in order for the ticket differential to end up as close as it did towards the end. So that flag cap was absolutely massive. Had it ended right here at the bottom of this, if the game just ended, this cap never happened, we would not be saying a win from Tactric on this day. And checking up on this board over here, Tactric able to really make the medics work because, again, the vehicle losses were greater, the fob losses certainly were greater, and the infantry losses were just at about the same exact level that we saw from the militia on this one. So really a game of just medics going absolutely crazy, keeping this cap alive, and making sure that those 50 tickets came in. Well, with that one, I think we're going to call it on there. I'm really happy you guys were able to see such an exciting match, because certainly that one was much closer than I had expected when we had seen the beginning of this timeline. So I'm happy everyone was able to see this. Make sure you've subscribed to us if you haven't already, and please do try to join us for our server, because I mean, Tactric server, if you want to play with excellent players like this, the pub server is the place to do. We're filling up every day. We're probably seating or filled right now. So please come join us if you're watching this, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We've also got other good squad videos if you're just looking to watch and not play, so please check those out as well, because we put a lot of effort into those.